Years ago tonight, the world changed for many Americans as COVID was declared a global pandemic.
Well, today things are slowly getting back to normal here at KSL. Field crews are finally allowed to come back into the newsroom to work this week if they chose to do so.
Right. Our Alex Cabrero is one of them who says coming back was a reminder of what life was like for all of us 2 years ago.
It's almost like stepping back in time with many of our desks exactly how we left them 2 years ago. I still have a Christmas card on my desk from Governor Gary Herbert. On a colleague's desk, a yellowing newspaper from March of 2020, and calendars with plans that had to change. Many of you heading back into the office and your desk will probably experience the same thing, asking yourself, did this all really happen?
The game tonight has been postponed. You're all safe.
It seemed like COVID became very real when Jazz player Rudy Gobert tested positive, canceling that game in Oklahoma City.
The second Oval Office address since he was elected.
The same day, President Donald Trump announced all European flights to the U.S. were banned.
And these prohibitions will not only apply to the tremendous amount of trade and cargo, but various other things.
They have run out of toilet paper.
The next day here in Utah, there were long lines at stores as water and toilet paper became hot commodities.
I'm just worried because everybody else is worried.
We can laugh at that now, but at the time, there was a sense of fear because nobody knew what was going to happen.
I'm trying to graduate this semester.
Utah universities started canceling classes.
That person was in contact with somebody that did have it.
Same for high schools.
Temporarily suspended worldwide.
As well as church meetings and even hospitals announcing delays in elective surgeries.
Fighting at Costco or Walmart over different issues out there and not being friendly in the process is something we don't want to see.
Elected leaders did their best to try and calm the unknown, but those first few days for many people were scary.
Dow Jones Industrial Average lost more than 2,000 points today.
We learned new terms like social distancing, slow the curve, and
shortness of breath.
Zoom calls, while our cities and streets were empty as working from home became normal.
People recognize what we do and that it's important.
Healthcare workers became known as heroes, dealing with COVID cases on the front lines. We know better now how to handle those cases, but looking back 2 years later, it can be emotional, knowing how quickly normal life stopped. With a virus, no one knew how bad things could get.
We do need to encourage each other to try and, practice social distancing and best practices, to be in this together and to work as a team.
As of today, according to the Utah Department of Health, we've lost 4,539 Utahns to COVID. That's about 6 people a day since this all started. And although things are getting back to normal and society is putting COVID behind, it's a moment in time we will never forget, especially for those families who lost a loved one to this virus. In Salt Lake City, Alex Cabrero, KSL 5 News.